We are going live. Hi everyone, I am Rachna Sachdev, subject matter expert for French training at Internshala. Welcome to today's session. I would like to first introduce our guest today, Mr. Leonida G. Patsankis, French professor, writer, and translator from Greece. He's been honored with Palms Academy Award by Government of Greece. Very welcome, sir. And our second guest is Amit Chaudhary, French facilitator at Sri Ram Millennium School and former assistant professor of French and linguistics at Amity University. He's also associated with Pan E Network African Project. All the students who are joining us today, we would love to hear from you. You may put your questions in the comment section and we'll try our best to respond to most of the questions today. For those who have just joined us, welcome once again. The topic today is why should you learn French language? So I would like to first ask Mr. Leo. Mr. Leo, why do you think that people should know more than one language since English is so widely used? Why is it that we should invest in learning another language? Over to you.
Hello, everyone. Yes, thank you, Rashna. Everybody has their reasons for learning something new, especially in today's increasingly interconnected and interdependent world. Proficiency in other languages is a vital skill that gives you the opportunity to engage with the world in a more immediate and meaningful way, while better preparing you to compete and succeed in the global community and economy. This is an introduction to what my reasons were when I was a student to learn French, to learn another language apart from Greek, which is my mother tongue. Do you want me to continue or should you ask me questions now? No.
Yes.
Yeah.
May I add
No,
something?
there are yes, sure.
So it's kind of a myth when you say English is widely spoken. Take the example of China. Nobody speaks English there. Take the example of whole Europe. Nobody speaks English there. So we have limited numbers of English speaker. I must say this, and we have this media influence around us that English is widely spoken and spoken by everyone. That is not true. Take the example of Hindi. We live in Delhi NCR and we think that Hindi is a national language of India. And that is not true. India is a multilingual country. We have so many languages. And we have official language as Hindi, Tamil, and many. So this is the thing. So when you think about
Yeah, very well said, Amit. So I would also like to know that when it comes to learning a foreign language, why choose French and what is this language all about? And what kind of benefits do you think it offers to students all over the world when they learn this language? This is what we see on our comment section. Most of the students are asking the same question.
Right.
Okay.
As Amit pointed out, learning one language is not enough. I mean, you have your example in India. For example, I apart from Hindi, you speak other languages as national languages, and English is the let's say the accepted administrative language. In today's world, speaking a single foreign language is not enough. A student who speaks several languages will increase his or her chances into the job market in his own country, and not only in his own country but internationally as well. Learning another language means acquiring additional wealth and opening up other horizons, personal and professional.
there is very important saying in languages, like if you speak only one language you live only one life, and if you speak two you're going to live two lives. So you're going to live
That's
two
very well
different
said,
culture,
yes.
two traditions.
Very well said.
Yes.
So I can give you more reasons for learning another language, especially French, the French language.
So, and while
First,
learning a foreign, yes, yes, please go ahead.
yeah. First is to connect with people all around the world, because connecting it's not only say hello or try to understand something, but it's also learn about the culture of the country, especially in France, where there is a lot of literature known worldwide. It's feeding your brain. Feeding your brain means you enhance you improve your memory, you improve the problem solving and critical thinking skills, you enhance concentration, and you are more able for multitask things, actions. All right. And of course, you train your ear, because if the ear is not trained to different phonemes or other words or languages, you can't really appreciate the language. So there are many other reasons, which I'm going to explain later if I may be asked.
Okay, thanks,
Okay,
thanks, Leo. And let me add few points. So the
sure.
question was why French? I'm not going to be biased for other languages, Rachna. First of all, we have so
Okay.
many foreign languages in India, like German, Spanish. But why French? Let me give you clear-cut reason why French. First of all, as I have already experienced, and I have friends in Spanish, I have friends in German. So I have seen lots of opportunity in French than
Mm-hmm.
German and Spanish, first of all. And French government, the French people, they are passionate about their culture, tradition, and language. So they support, not even financially, they support those who are into in their culture, in those who want to learn the language. Like i
Exactly.
have
Yeah.
got i have got many scholarship by the French government to attend trainings, and so that I can learn French and I can train Indian people in Indian context. The same way, Rachna also got many
Mm-hmm.
scholarship from the French government. I have never seen. Let me tell you very frankly, the Spanish friend or a German friend or a Italian friend or this Japanese or Chinese languages doing this with their languages. It's not that
Mm-hmm.
they are not doing. They are doing, but we have this gap. French are doing this and other languages are doing this. So that's why you have to choose French in India.
I agree with you. Yes. So there is a student called Mosam Khan who was asking the same question: why French, not Spanish? So I hope he or she got the answer. And I would like to know now, like, see, we have all young generation coming up through Internshala and from other parts of the institutes also. So I would like to know concretely, like, what kind of academic opportunities does learning French offer, and how does it give them an edge if they would like to study in a good institute within India, or maybe even go abroad and maybe after studies as well. So could you please give us some concrete areas where students can use French
Yes.
language?
Yes, the examples are plenty. For example, French is both a working language and one of the two official languages at the United Nations, the UNESCO, the NATO, the European Union, the International Olympic Committee. There are so many international organizations that use both French and English, or English and French. Also, other international legal bodies. The mastery of French is essential for anyone considering a career in these international organizations. I go on by saying, after English and German, French is the third language of the internet, ahead of Spanish. Understanding French allows you to take a different different view of the world by communicating with francophones on all continents and by learning from the major international media in the French language, TV5, France 24, Radio France Internationale, etc., etc. There is also French is the language for thinking and debating, because French is an analytical language that structures through and develops critical thinking. It is, don't forget that French is the language of the great philosophers like Descartes, Sartre, and science like Pierre and Marie Curie, Le Pasteur, etc., etc. I mean, don't forget that French is often considered the language of culture. Any French course is accompanied by a cultural journey into the world of fashion. Fashion, there's some noise in my ear there. Yeah. Gastronomy, arts, architecture, and science. Learning French also means having access in the original version of the text of great French writers such as Victor Hugo, Marcel Proust, and Prévert, and Baudelaire, all these famous writers and poets. And don't forget that in the music sector, listening to musicians like Edith Piaf, chanteur, Charles Aznavour, and enjoying films with Alain Delon or other famous actors. I stop here and give you Ahmed.
Yes.
Thank you.
Sure.
Thank you for giving me a chance to speak. I would like to start this with a very important message for our viewers and listeners. Like whatever you do in your life, any course, anything, uh, I would like to include three things. Uh, First is any foreign language. Second is any instrument, whether it's a saxophone, whether it's a guitar. And third most important thing, any sports. These three make the life, according to me, it's my personal views. According to me, these three, foreign language, instrument, and one sports, completes the life. And when I talk about academics, like as Rachna asked us this question, so there are many opportunities. Like with the engineering, if you have a basic knowledge, the working knowledge of French, of course you're going to stand out from the crowd. Even if you have a management degree and you have the knowledge of French, they're going to choose you over 100 people. And if you are simply a linguist, then you can help the company to bridge a gap between India and France. So there are many, like, enormous opportunity in India for a foreign language or for a French specifically, I'm telling you. Okay, so I think
Okay.
yes.
Amit, I would like to ask you another question. Like, if a student wants to apply for higher studies in Europe, or maybe in France, or maybe in any other francophone country, what level of French do you think is the minimum that is required for an
Like
Indian student?
for an Indian student, if if they have done like France offer many courses in English also. Like they have brand management, they have management courses in English. They have like they offer for especially for Indian student to attract the students from India. For to live in France, at least you need B1 level. That is an intermediate
Okay.
level, so
I
that you
think the
can easily.
students should note it down that
Yes,
a minimum level of B1 is required if you really want to be able to understand the language, the culture that you will be living in if you are living
yes.
in a foreign country, right?
Yes, exactly. And yeah, if your living will be easy. You can easily converse with the vendors, with the street shop, anywhere when you go. It's not about you are doing a course and you will do in English and you can do all these things. It's about the living in a French way. So at least B1 you required to apply or to go to France, so that you can easily live there with their rules and regulation. Yes.
Mhm.
Great.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay.
Okay.
So,
I might add that French is a pleasant language to learn. Also, it's a language that requires a certain precision. Can you hear me?
yes, yes, yes.
Yes, it's a language that, with its richness, allows you to express a multitude of nuance, and one can very quickly communicate in French after a few lessons. I think there are many ways to learn French. Uh, the French language is also appreciated by students because it's a sweet, melodious, and romantic language.
Yes,
Don't
exactly.
forget, yes, don't forget that learning French helps to learn other languages, including Latin, the Latin languages like Spanish, like Italian, like Portuguese or Romanian, but also, and that's significant to say, that also English, since French has provided more than 50% of the current English vocabulary. Let me give you a few words to understand. We say apostrophe, which is a Greek word, but you use that: attaché, apéritif, aviation, bachelor, baguette, ballet, bureau, bon voyage, chauffeur. You know, all these words, cul-de-sac, let me see, we say eau de toilette, déjà vu, uh,
Yes.
faux pas, fiancé, film noir. All these words are used in the English language. Gazette, heritage, kilogramme, etc., etc. I'm not going to give you more examples because you as English speakers, and you use these words every day. Souvenir, souffler, technique, télévision, etc., etc. Bon.
Okay.
So these are some of the reasons that students should start learning French. Yeah.
Yes, and now I have another question for you. Like most of the students have this question. Whenever they are learning a new language, and when it comes to French, in our case, once the student, especially we at Internshala provide A1 level course. So after that, we would be certainly, make an advanced level course as well soon. But till then, the students have this question that how can they build on the level of knowledge that they have already attained. What activities would you advise for a budding French enthusiast to get a stronger grasp on the language? Are there any books, movies, or TV shows that you would recommend? And how can they practice speaking French on a regular basis, especially in India, when where we don't speak French on a day-to-day life basis? So, what are your suggestions to improve on that for our young students?
Uh, okay.
Yeah,
Let
you go. You
Oh,
go,
okay.
Amit. Yeah,
Amit,
yeah.
So
you
thank
go.
you. Okay. So first of all, to learn any language, let's take the example of a 2 or 3 year old child. Do you ever imagine how he or she can evolve the language in his mind or in her mind, like automatically, just due to the surroundings? We have this innate facilities in our brain to acquire any language. And for Indians basically, we are multilingual, we are more talented. Since birth, at the age of 3, you will see a small child can speak 2 or 3 language, whether it's a regional language, English or a Hindi. So it's automatically Indians are more they have more aptitude towards language, and it's easy for them to learn any foreign language or any other, for example, French. First thing is, you have to surrounding should be in French. You can do, whether you are listening French, whether you are reading French, whether you are watching movies, or whether you are talking to your friend or a teacher. If you do this practice every day for half an hour, for 1 hour, that's more than enough. The formula is, you just need to attach to that language every day for some time, and automatically, I guarantee you, automatically you will start improving. Whether you have done this the course by A1 level from intern shala, or you are doing advanced course, you can this is my own experience, and I'm sure few of you already experienced this thing. You have to be in touch with the language. You have to create the environment around yourself to learn anything. It's not about the language.
Okay.
You can take other subjects also. Okay, so that's my point.
Okay.
Now
Okay.
I pass to Mr. Leo.
Yeah, everybody knows that a polyglot, a person who speaks more than two languages, polyglot, which is a Greek word anyway, uh, uh, learning many languages improve communication skills, as you said, and multiply vocabulary in your first language. And also, after research, they found that they showed that it makes picking up additional languages as much easier, a much easier achievement, especially among children. Children who are exposed to a polyglot, multilingual environment pick up the language very easily and without any effort. That is, I mean, in my case, I'm married to a Scottish lady, and our children learned Greek and English automatically without
Yeah,
any
that's
effort, and
that's the live
they
example we have.
yeah, and they switch from English to Greek automatically without
Yes,
any effort.
yes, yes, yes.
When they speak to one granny who's Greek and the other granny who's British. So
Yeah,
that's when you develop your brain
yeah,
networks, and uh, children, especially children or younger people, because their memory helps them also to remember all these new words and structures. And this is the advantage of speaking many languages, becoming a polyglot. Yeah.
yeah, exactly.
Yes, yes, yes. Great. So, as you said, that our mind is more active when we know multiple languages. So, I think it will be really helpful for all young students to develop their brain and keep it active all the time. Now, I would like to also know about any interesting facts or quicks about the French culture that you would like to tell us about, Amit and Leo, both of you.
Uh, so, would you like to start, Leo, or shall I?
No, you do. You
Okay,
speak.
okay, okay. So let me give you a very basic sentence, and in that way, you're going to love a French language more. Like in English, we say "I miss you," right? I miss you. But in French, it's so romantic, it's so beautiful. We say, "You are missing from me." Okay, you are the part of me, and
tu,
tu ma
tu me
manques.
manques. Tu me
And
manques.
in
To my
Ouais.
English, you
mom.
say,
Ouais.
"I miss
Mhm.
you." So that's the one thing. And we have also, like for India, uh, till now, people think this we are the country of snakes and elephants, but that's not true. So we have the stereotype of French people also, that they always carry this baguette and they always wear this beret, and that's not true actually. So so
So,
this
all
goes,
these are stereotypes. Yeah, all these are
yeah, stereotypes,
stereotypes.
stereotypes. So you will see, like due to globalization, we are very connected to each other now. In terms of culture, we know their culture, we know their news. Every day we can hear about the French news on Facebook, on Twitter, on like we have TOI apps everywhere. So now, like, now people are starting using rendezvous instead of saying meeting. Even in English, I have seen that. Even I have read articles in English. They start using the reporters start using many French word. Bo Ranbir Kapoor, handsome Ranbir Kapoor. Then they start using brand names like Bonjour. We also have L. You must have seen L18. Basically, is the some makeup brand for girls only. And we have many French brands coming up in India like Promo, and these brands handled by Indians, those who know French and they have management degree also. So they are on a very big post in India. Let me tell you frankly, this is the benefit of learning French or any other language. It's like we are more focusing on French today. So that's the thing. Leo, now over to you.
Yes, I agree with what you said. Uh, when you talked about French being used in India, and we can see that in other countries as well. I mean, when I was in Egypt in an Arabic country, they use a lot of French words in
Exactly.
their vocabulary, in everyday vocabulary. And also, I gave you an example of French words being used in English language. And but I can give you another example of French words being used in Greek language. So in every region of the world, there are some elements of French that, for some reason, are there and they're using. For example, don't forget the case of Indian words. Now, the loans, linguistic loans that the word pyjama, it's in Hindi word, no? Pajama
Yes,
or
Yeah, yeah.
yes.
something. How
Yes,
you
Mm.
yes,
say?
yes, yes,
Or
yes.
other words also that I can't remember now. But so
Exactly.
the loan linguistic borrowing words and being used is at their convenience. I mean, for some reasons, either because you had the French in Pondicherry, or we had colonies in ancient Greece, in Marseille, in the south of France, or cases like that, where words travel and the words stay permanently. And of course, there is a kind of uh, incorporation in everyday use and language. That's I'm not going to talk about
Uh,
it now.
I would like to add one more point here. Like French is more close to Hindi. Like in India, we have this thinking like if we don't know, like if I don't speak English well, so how can I go and learn French? So let me clear here
Mm-hmm.
a very important thing. If you speak Hindi, and Hindi is more close to French than English. I'm going to give you example. Like you are using my car, my uncle, my mother, my father, everywhere my you are using. So they have molded English in this way. They have erased all the word, only keeping my. But in French and in Hindi, we have a different possessive for each
Possessive.
and every, yeah, for every separate word. Meri maa, mere pitaji. The same way we have in French, mon mame. You must have, those who have done the quotes from Professor Rachna, they must have seen this difference. So if you know Hindi, and if you know your regional language, and that is you should be proud of. You know, my native language, my mother tongue is Hindi. I can easily learn any foreign language. So no, never think about that you don't know English, then you can't go for French. You can easily. I have few examples from one of my friend from South India. He shifted to Delhi in JNU. He was Tamilian, only speak Tamilian at that time, no English, nothing. So he took admission in French. So it was very difficult for him in Delhi NCR to like to do the conversation with people, because here we speak English or a Hindi. By surrounding those people, within 4 5 years, now he can speak Hindi. Now he can speak English, and he is a professor of French in
Okay,
Yeah.
Alliance.
so I think
In
that
Alliance, yes.
responds to one of the questions that came in our comment section, that I can speak only in Hindi, so how can I learn French? So I think you already responded to one of the
Yeah, and
questions of
that's the irony. Like he wrote in English, and he's saying it that he can only speak in Hindi. Okay, that's okay, but fine.
yeah, yeah, great. So yeah, anything
Yeah.
that you would like to say else I
Yes,
move ahead?
I was gonna say that the obvious reason for learning French or another language, now we're talking about French, is something attracts you in it. Maybe a song that you accidentally, or a friend offered you a disc or something and you liked it, and then you wanted to discover more about the words, the vocabulary, the meaning of the song, etc., etc., or a film. You that there is also an advert saying, come to France to pick up fruits and something. So you go there and work, and then you learn the language, and then you start. There is a motivation. There is a beginning to each and everything we do in life, and there is a reason for that. So I think, given the opportunity, everybody can start learning French. Given a song, a film, a trip, a cousin that has met somebody who came to see them in India, etc., etc. I mean, I don't know. There's always a reason for starting
Yeah.
learning French. That's what I believe. Yeah.
Yes, yes,
Uh,
you're right.
okay. I would like to take one question from the participant. Her name is Nimisha Sharma. Which is the
Okay.
best platform to learn French?
I was
If I
also,
want
I
to,
just noted this
yeah,
question. Yes.
if I want to start from a scratch. So Nimisha, I would like to say that you can start with intern Shala. You have a very amazing, we have a very amazing faculty here, Professor Rachna. She created a
Yeah, yeah.
very basic course, A1 level course for all of you. You must try that. And after that, you can join Allianz or whatever you want to do. Okay.
Yes,
Thank you.
yes, yes. Thank you, Amit. Now I would like to solve some of the questions of the students. I've just noted few questions. There's a
Okay.
student called Sahir Fatima Rafi. She said that how can she improve on her pronunciation? Any tips?
Uh,
Listen to music and find the words and follow read the words while the song is playing, and repeat after that. This is the best way. Or listen to the news on TV5 or another French speaking media, or watching videos, films. That's the best way. The best way is to find a friend. uh, yeah, but
Uh,
yeah.
Okay,
uh,
okay,
yes. So let me add something on it. Like
sure.
we have these examples from the history. Like during World War, we have a few linguists who trained American within 20 days as a German spy. So
Yeah.
they use this process, drilling process. It means you have to repeat the same thing so many times that it's going to retain in your mind forever. Bonjour, 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 comment allez-vous? So habitual, you become habitual and you start speaking automatically.
Yes,
Okay, go
and
ahead.
also at Intern Shala, the system, the course that we have created, we have a speech recognition system wherein you record your voice, and we have to verify whether you pronounce it correctly or not. So you keep on pronouncing until you get a tick that you pronounce it correctly. So there also you can check your pronunciation. Another question from Raga: why are you specifically stressing on learning French, and why not on any other language when English is a global language? So I think who would like to respond to this question?
I think I have already gave the answer in
Yes,
starting,
yes,
but
yes.
yeah, let me
But
repeat.
also because French is not just the language of France, but also n number of countries across the
Yes,
world.
yes,
So
yes.
Amit, please go ahead. Yeah.
So as I already told you, when you say English as a global language, you are totally influenced by the media around you. As I
Yeah.
already informed you, like when you go outside, you travel Europe, you will come to know that nobody speak English. When you travel to China, you will see nobody speak English. Then where is this global thing come from? So we, like, you are not at fault. Even I'm influenced by the media, like about Hindi, about our language. You are influenced by, like, on the global media, that about the English, it's a global language. That's not true. You will find so many, like the widely spoken language is Spanish, you must know this. But when we are talking about French is a official language of very powerful organization like UN, UNESCO, and WHO, and you see it not academically, professionally. You will see French opportunity everywhere. You just talk about whether it's a hospital, whether it's a MNC, whether it's a university, tourism, hotel industry, everywhere they required French speaker. Let me tell you frankly, in global tourism,
Okay.
in medical tourism,
Yeah.
everywhere.
Thank you for responding, Amit. Now, there's another question from Shreya Mangal. She asked, is Duolingo useful? So, I think most of the students who wish to learn French or any foreign language for the very first time, they go to Duolingo. But do you think it's really helpful for students? What would you like to say on that?
Like whether you are reading a book or visiting any site or any application, like everybody is giving their best. And to start from the basic, you're going to learn something out of everything, whether it's a Duolingo, whether you're going to register yourself on Internshala, and whether you're going to search something on internet. The thing is your determination. Like, you have to go after your target. That's the main thing. If you want to do register, please do register. I have never tried Duolingo, but I have heard of many of students, school students, my students. They are trying Duolingo, and they say, sir, I have learned this word from Duolingo. I said, great. Till the time learning is happening, I have no problem with Duolingo. I have no problem with any other application.
But I think in the long run, it's not really helpful,
Yeah, yeah.
it's just
Yes,
for
yes,
the
yes, yes.
beginners thing.
Yes,
Okay,
yes, yes. It's
another
for the.
question from Vishakha. Where can she do certified courses in India if she's doing any other course, like apart from that, if she wants to also add on to the language? So where
Okay,
can she go?
like viewers will say, I'm promoting Internshala. I'm not going to do that. But you can start the basic course from Internshala. Then you can join Allianz, and they are providing Allianz Francis. They are providing online courses nowadays. After doing basic course from Internshala, then you can join, and they are providing many facilities like weekend course. Like you are doing engineering or management, you can do these courses along your mainstream, and they will help you out in every way. They are
Okay,
promoting, and
Amit,
yes.
can you just repeat your last few lines because I think internet was a problem.
Okay, I was
Yeah.
saying, like you can register after doing basic course from Internshala. You can register yourself in Allianz, any Allianz. We have many branches everywhere in Delhi, in Gurgaon, in Lucknow, in South India also, in Chandigarh also. They are everywhere, and they provide a best faculty, the native faculties to teach you. And nowadays they are providing online courses even on weekend, so you have ample of opportunity you can take advantages from.
Okay, okay, great. Another student, I think it was Abdul Kabir, who asked me that whether we should learn pure French or French, Canadian French. Which one is better?
um,
Uh,
would you like to answer, Leo?
I'm not really a specialist in that, but the Canadian French is slightly different. The pronunciation is different. The rhythm of speaking is different. French, French from France is the best, I think.
Yes,
Yeah, yeah.
yes.
And after that, I think Canadian French or African French, it's easier for you to understand once you know the pure French, the basic French, right?
Uh, Let me give some explanation on this. Like, if you go to France, you will see the different dialect in Paris from southern France. Like, we also have this different dialect in Hindi also. Like when you go to different part. So I must say, they have different environment, they have different weather. That's why they have different dialect in Canada. They are speaking French, no doubt about that. When you go to like Paris, they have some different, and in southern France they have different. So there is nothing worry about to learn whether Canadian French or French from France. Okay, don't worry about that.
Yeah, yeah. Okay, so I'm looking for more questions. I'm looking for a course for my younger brother on Internshala. Will you please suggest which course is better for him? Okay, now Neha. So it's a question from Neha. Neha, we don't know which course you're talking about, so you can talk to a specialist from Internshala. He or she can help you. If it's about language, we could have certainly helped you right now. Okay, any other experience that you would like to share, Mr. Leo and Amit? Any personal experience that you came across while visiting France? Leo, have you been to France?
Oh
I'm
yes, many
sure you
many
must have been
times,
to France.
many
Yes.
many times, and
I think all
just
of us have
I
been to.
let
Yeah.
me share this very personal information. My wife is British and I am Greek, and we met in Greece, and I didn't speak English and she didn't speak Greek, so the only common language that we both knew was French. So for
Amazing.
me, French, yes, yes, we our first letters, our first words and exchanges was in French language, so this is very significant.
Wow.
That's all
So
I
it
have to
holds
say. Yeah.
a lot of importance to you. Yeah. What about you,
Yeah.
Amit? Any personal experience?
So I would like to share when like during these webinars when I give talks regarding the French. So the basic question everybody is asked, why French? So let me tell you, like India is a country of engineers and doctors, right? Everybody wants to to do this engineering or a medical. Now the things is changing. We are hardly hit by this globalization. So during after this 12th, I have read so many articles about this foreign languages, and that time I came to know that the importance of learning a foreign language and to be a linguist. This was till 12th. Like I have very vague idea about languages. I have very vague idea what is linguist is. So in linguist, like in Hindi, if I say, we call bhasha vigyani.
Oh,
So
you were not
so
supposed
you
to
just
do
need
that.
to research, you just need to keep reading the newspaper, and you come to know enormous opportunities. And you will like I'm a French linguist, so I have been to many France, and as I told you earlier, to learn a new language, you're going to live a new life. You're going to live a new culture, tradition, everything. And in one life, you're going to experience a different life altogether. So
Mhm.
that's the thing.
Okay, so now there's a student called Gautam who said, we would like to see you speak in French. So,
D'accord, on est parti maintenant. Léo?
Oui, je pense qu'il est temps, après une heure de webinaire, comment vous dites, web
we
conférence,
are.
on va prendre notre café, notre troisième café. Merci beaucoup pour votre bienveillance de m'avoir sur vos écrans et on se dit à bientôt. Et comme on dit, au revoir
Bonne journée, à bientôt.
à la
Oui,
vida,
oui.
c'est ça, non? Comment on dit au
Oui,
revoir?
Alvida. Alvida, non, c'est pas Alvida, c'est pas hindi. Mais
Merci
bien
beaucoup.
sûr, ok. Merci. Mais attendez, je voudrais d'abord vous remercier pour être ici. I would like to say that in English also because most of the students won't
Yes.
understand. So I would like to thank Mr. Leo and my dear friend Amit for your time, your guidance, your support, and encouragement for our students. And I would also like to thank all our students who joined us today for participating in today's webinar. Hope to see you again next time. Bye
Yeah.
bye. Au revoir.
Thank you.
Merci.
Merci. Bonjour. Au revoir. Bye bye.
Au revoir.
Oh,
Namaste.